super excited to be here. Clap it up for yourselves for coming out to see some stand-up comedy at a Doctor Who convention. Anywhere with the stage. That's the comedy motto. But yeah, I'm gonna get the worst joke out of the way now. When I first walked into this convention a couple of days ago, or it feels like a couple of days. Time moves differently in this convention.
Wibbly wobbly.
Wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey. When I walked into this convention yesterday, I saw a crap ton of worms on the sidewalk, and it was raining, and I was just looked at my friend, and I was sleep deprived enough to be like, I knew this was a time travel convention, but I didn't realize there was going to be a wormhole. Groan. Yeah, get that groan out of your system now because I'm being taped, so I really want people to, laugh, and I want to feel great. Yeah, so I am Hannah Harkness. My stage name is actually my real first name, and the last name is stolen from Captain Jack himself, even though the squares don't get it. Squares don't get it at all, but what else are you going to use as your last name stage name if you're a megalomaniac, globetrotting bisexual, I ask you? It is absolutely what I am. And you know what? Honestly, I don't have a TARDIS, but you would think that I did just based on how long I procrastinated writing this set. I just, if I were a Time Lord, I'm pretty sure my name would just be the Procrastinator. They'd be like, Procrastinator, Pompeii is going off. And I'd be like, yeah, I'll get around to it. I got a time machine. That means I can do it whenever, right? Yeah, the doctor always confused me, because for a guy with a time machine, he always seems like he's in such a rush. But yeah, I identify with Jack Harkness a lot because I am bisexual, but I don't really like that term. I prefer people person. Being bisexual is interesting, I have to make these weird decisions when I go out and I start dating that, straight people and gay people don't have to make. I go out and I'm just like, do I want to date a guy or do I want to date a girl? Do I never want to get a text message back or do I want to get texted back 10 times in the next hour? It's super cool though for me because my parents are really supportive of me and they're, every time I tell them I'm dating somebody new, it's like I had a kid. I talk to my mom, I'm like, Mom, I'm seeing someone new. She's like, really? Who is it? I'm like, it's a girl. But my parents they're great. They're so supportive of me. When gay marriage got passed in Pennsylvania, my mom actually texted me. She's like, sweetie, you're 50% more likely to get married now. And I was like, Mom, they didn't outlaw commitment issues. It's true, I do have commitment issues, and any polyamorous people here. This is the place that I can say that. Yay! The one convention, the one room I can say that in. Polyamory, gotta catch them all. Yeah, no, I do the non-monogamy thing, and now that I'm getting closer to 30, some people are especially in the square comedy club environments that I'm used to, some people are like, open relationships, that's just, that's not a sustainable lifestyle. You can't just do that forever. And I'm just like, whoa. What do you mean I can't do this forever? Are you implying that I'm going to somehow run out of stoner dudes with commitment issues? I live in Philadelphia. Finding dudes who fit that profile is about as difficult as finding pigeons. You just throw a bag of Fritos on the ground and just like, yeah, this Fritos. Oh my God. But being bisexual is interesting, and I identify a lot with Jack Harkness, but there is another fictional character that I identify a little bit more. Let me run down who I am to you for a second. I'm blonde, I have a martial arts background, I have back tattoos, I'm bisexual, and I'm going for a master's degree in human resources management. What's up, everybody? I'm Pam from Archer. Splish! Super excited to graduate and get my diploma in dolphin puppet. Oh my God, that is going to be amazing. Another thing about me, we'll kick this off with the non-Doctor Who jokes a little bit, because at this point, I'm already here. They can't tell me to leave. But I want to kick this off with an impression. I'm actually a metalhead. Anybody here a metalhead? Yeah, woo, brutal. All right. This is actually my impression of a death metal guided meditation tape. This is a death metal guided meditation tape. Imagine your stress is a baby goat. Kill the goat, sacrifice the goat to Satan. Imagine yourself walking down a long, dark tunnel. Count backwards from 3. 3. 2. 1. There's nothing at the end of the tunnel. Blackness. Stop fucking meditating. You're done. Thank you. That is a death metal guided meditation tape. That is also why I carry water on stage. So back into Doctor Who. So there were some naysayers, when I took this gig, because the condition of this gig was that I was able to write 20 to 30 minutes of Doctor Who jokes. And, there were some people that were just like, I don't know, dude, like, stand-up's difficult. And they're just like, can you really write that many Doctor Who jokes? And I was like, dude, I'm pretty sure I got drunk in a bar last week and made fun of Moffat for an hour. That wasn't a gig. That was Standard Nerd Thursday. I was just sitting there, with my whiskey going like, Jesus Christ. Time can be rewritten, so can the script. Oh my God, time can be rewritten is such a cop-out. But I can't give him that much shit because I don't have the attention span to write screenplays at all. Like, I tried to write a 1-hour sci-fi screenplay, and by the end of it, I wanted to kill all of the characters and myself. So, yeah. Also, the other thing, I didn't get into Doctor Who for it to be consistent or realistic. That's not why I got into Doctor Who. The way I started watching Doctor Who is I stayed up past my bedtime one night with my brother, past 11 o'clock, and I was also about 12 years old. And when you're that age, staying up past your bedtime, about as close as you can get to doing drugs. So I'm staying up past my bedtime, and I'm already kind of loopy, and Public Access comes on, and there's this amazing TV show with a crazy British dude flying through time in a phone booth, punching cardboard robots with an umbrella. And I'm just like, this is amazing. I'm so excited for this. Oh, that's so cool. And I love it. I can't really get too sad about Doctor Who ever. Like, it doesn't matter how many characters die. I can't take Doctor Who 100% seriously because when I started watching Doctor Who, it was the late night Telemundo game show of sci-fi series. Like, at least, because there's some weird sci-fi series out there that, came from kind of like the same era, like original series Star Trek, super weird, but at least they kind of tried. They wore things that looked like they were, space outfits. They flew a thing that looked like a spaceship, and Doctor Who was just kind of like, screw that, I'm gonna wear my dad's coat and fly around this phone booth. You can't tell me what to do, you're not my dad. I love that this convention has the lineup that it has because my first Doctor companion was actually Sylvester McCoy Ace. And yeah, no, they're so good. So good. I came for the cardboard robots and I stayed for the girl in the leather jacket hitting him with a baseball bat. Perfect. It's like, oh, this is everything I aspire to be as an adult. I've gotten close, but I only hit the robots conceptually now. That's just it. But I always got really confused with when New Who first came out and people were like, oh my God, the Daleks are so scary. And I was like, I thought you could take those things out with bats. Do they really hate baseball that much in England? You're gonna let the whole human race die because baseball is America's pastime? Come on, no one's that nationalistic. Seriously. And on the flip side of that issue, I really hope that there was some ignorant dude in middle America that was sitting there watching new Doctor Who going like, man, why aren't there any American people on this show's cast? I want them to cast some American actors. And then they finally got one, and it was John Barrowman! Oh my God, I just really hope he shot some rainbows into some bigot's face. That would make me happy. So happy. But yeah, no, I was a little bit concerned when Doctor Who got rebooted because I was very attached to my cardboard robot show when I was a kid, They don't make shows like old Doctor Who anymore. Nowadays, you want to watch cardboard robots, you have to watch the Kardashians. Are the Kardashians here? That would be amazing. It's a plot twist from hell. You know what's funny as hell? I actually posted that joke. That was the only joke from this set that I posted on my Twitter feed, and a Kardashian bot started following me. And I had tweeted back at them, and I was like, yo, Kardashian bot, thanks for the follow, but did you miss the part where I called the girls cardboard robots? That's not cool at all. But I was concerned when Doctor Who got rebooted because I was like, oh man, they're gonna make it all serious. This is gonna be Battlestar all over again. Battlestar, God, that was a weird burn for me because, I was like sitting there, like when Battlestar got rebooted, I was sitting there and I was like, yeah, this is gonna be some fun, Cylon, shoot 'em up, and yeah, like lasers and whatever. And then Trisha Heffler just walks in and immediately kills a baby with her bare hands. God, dude, you think Doctor Who is dark? Doctor Who is just dark for England. Battlestar is like Detroit dark. Yeah, no, you think Moffat messes with his characters? Dude, Battlestar posts a body count at the beginning of every episode. That is so gangster. No other show does that. Imagine if Friends did that. So I'll be there for you. 20,000 people died in New York this week. Terrifying. Like, thank God that didn't happen. But when Doctor Who got rebooted, I was concerned, but I watched it the day it came out because I could do it back then, because I had a cable connection back then, because if you'll remember, Eccleston was the pre-recession Doctor. I'm kidding, dude, I'm a comedian, both my parents are musicians, every day is a recession. But, actually, a lot of people ask me, like, oh, you're into comedy, does that mean your family life is messed up, your parents not around anymore, what's that all about? I'm like, oh my God, no, weirder. Both of my parents are musicians and they've been together over 30 years. Beating the fucking odds. There's not many chicks out there like me, but we've been hiding behind stacks of amplifiers for years. Yay. And I actually have the great honor, I host an open mic at the same bar that my dad was in the house band in 20 years ago. And someday I will have a child and they will host a mildly attended event in that bar. I told that joke to my dad and he was just like, oh, when I played Liberties, I used to pack the place. And I was like, thanks, asshole. Give me a goddamn complex. It's bad enough as Philly's a one jazz club, one comedy club town, and we have to work in all the same bars, and I'm the one talking about my sex life, and he's just playing the vibes. I'm like, but yeah, but let's not air out all my trauma. Let's go back to Doctor Who. I have ADHD, by the way. Woo, squirrel. But when Doctor Who got rebooted, I remember sitting there having that nerd panic. You got, by a round of applause, do you know that nerd panic you get when your thing is being rebooted? Yeah, where half of you is just like, oh, I'm so excited, my thing's being rebooted, there's gonna be more episodes of my thing, and it's gonna be so great, and oh my God, my inner child, and yay, and I just want it to be great. And then the other half of you just really wants it to suck so you can complain about it. And you don't just want to complain about it, you want to complain about it better than everyone else because you saw it first. You gotta get really into the blogging thing. But I'm sitting there and I'm just like, I'm having my little nerd panic. I'm having flashbacks of post-traumatic Battlestar disorder. If you don't know what post-traumatic Battlestar disorder, oh, by the way, it was recent enough to still be having flashbacks. If you remember, new Doctor Who, 2005, new Battlestar, 2004, still soon enough to be having flashbacks. And I'm sitting there and, a Battlestar flashback, it looks like this. You're just like, damn it, Gaius, why won't you die? Oh my God, yeah, no, seriously, cockroaches, Twinkies, Gaius Balfour. Yeah, he doesn't die. But I'm sitting there and I'm so scared and I'm hiding behind my Chinese food and I'm just like, oh, this is gonna suck, this is gonna suck, this is gonna suck. Wait a minute. Are those shop window mannequins shooting people? Cancel my blog appointment, Doctor Who is back! Yay! Oh my god, it was wonderful. I love new Doctor Who. My favorite new Doctor Who episode is Impossible Planet Satan Pit. I love Impossible Planet Satan Pit. Quick poll, what's the difference between the church and Doctor Who? Doctor Who actually made me afraid of Satan. They succeeded where the church failed. I always wanted there to be a ood alarm clock. So when it goes off, it's like, he was awake. Then you hit snooze and it's like, oh, he's not awake, but he'll be awake in 5 minutes. I love the ood and I love scary stuff like that. Really, I love any kind of story that's a little bit of a Lovecraft ripoff, honestly. And don't, get on me for being like, you're calling it a Lovecraft ripoff? Here's the deal. Lovecraft is public domain. All stories about Satan buried under a pile of rocks are perfectly legal, okay? 100% copyright okay. So, quick audience poll. Should I veer off into an H.P. Lovecraft joke? Yes. Yeah? Okay. Wonderful. H.P. Lovecraft raises two very important questions for me. First question, since when does anything interesting happen in Providence, Rhode Island? Second question, did Miskatonic University have cheerleaders?
Oh no.
Okay, guys, how you doing? Woo! Everyone clapping up for yourselves here. Yeah. All right. I'm Hannah Harkness, Miskatonic University cheerleading squad captain. I'm also captain of the drama club. Please come out to our production of The King in Yellow. We do it every year. We have no choice. Sorry. Anyway, I'm sorry the rest of the squad couldn't be here. Dr. West needed their bodies for something. Soon I will be alone. If you're interested, we are recruiting new girls right now. If you're interested, we're looking for girls with team spirit, blind obedience, and no immediate family or loved ones. Okay, are you guys ready to hear some cheers? Yeah? Are you ready? Are you ready?
Well, the ones that came before you.
Sorry. All right, here we go. Ready? Okay. I'm scaly. I'm crude. I'm prehistoric, dude. I'm ancient, not dead.
Oh, get inside your head.
My head is shaped like a giant starfish. Got more tentacles than Jersey has garbage. Yakshot Goth, bring the beat back, son. I made this world. I'm the ancient one. Oh. Now grab your neck right now. I'm gonna release the badness. Cause y'all can't handle my mountains of madness. Tickle-lee. Kill all mortals. Spread our blood. Miskatonic fight.
That is the other reason why I carry water. Another episode of Doctor Who I was a huge fan of was the Hungry Earth and the Silurians. Anybody into those? Yeah. Woo! Yeah, no, I love that episode, mostly because I just really, really want it to be true. Lava in the Middle Earth is boring. I want sexy lizard people. Don't judge me for that, okay? Homo reptilius is close enough, all right? It's fine, all right? It's also not real. Remember, nerds, all of this is an illusion, okay? Don't get too stressed out. But the one thing about that episode, though, that always freaked me out was the concept of a force field being over Earth and trapping you in. That's scary. He's like throwing a rock at the sky and bounces off. What the hell? What if somebody farts? Amy didn't dress for a Dutch oven. She dressed for real. That's so scary. Another episode that's super scary is The Silence. Dude, don't be a dick at this convention. If somebody passes out drunk, don't draw tally marks on them. That's mean. Don't do that. What you absolutely should do is you should stay here an extra week and then stumble out of a room covered in tally marks and be like, I thought ReGeneration Con was only going on for an hour. I feel sick. I don't remember. The other thing you shouldn't do, worse than the tally mark thing, don't wait until 4 a.m. when everybody's hammered and walk down a dark hallway in a hazmat suit going, hey, who turned out the lights? That's terrifying. Don't do that to people. Yeah, I made a couple of cracks about Battlestar being more dark than Doctor Who, but the thing is that Doctor Who will make you jump at a lot more like things in the shadows than Battlestar will. Like, to make a Doctor Who haunted house, all you really have to do is just have 4 people dressed like angels in a room and a strobe light. That's it. That's all you need. Although, in reality, every house is a Doctor Who haunted house because every house has shadows and water. So terrifying. I'm actually a huge horror movie fan, and I actually have a favorite horror movie. Anybody here ever seen Teeth? Yeah. Now, you always get a couple of cheers, then you get a couple of guys, oh, fuck. But now let me break this movie down for you if you haven't heard of it before. Teeth is a horror movie about a girl with teeth in her vagina. And when she gets raped and attacks. And guys get so freaked out by this movie for all the wrong reasons. They're just sitting there going, oh my God, that's so scary. Teeth in a vagina? Oh God, that's the scariest thing I've ever heard in my life. Oh God, that's so gross. That is so disgusting. I would never, ever put my dick anywhere where there's teeth. Except a mouth, the only place teeth exist in nature. No, guys, you want a horror movie about having sex? You gotta try, I don't know, every single installment of Friday the 13th. Think about it, Teeth, you gotta mess with one girl to get fucked up. Friday the 13th, you pull your pants down, boom, machete, it's over. I didn't even need abstinence-only education in high school. I had Jason. Guys would be like, oh, you wanna go up behind the shed and make out? And they're like, oh no, that's how blonde bitches get stabbed. Seen this movie, Jesus. My life is kind of like a horror movie sometimes. I got stuck in an underground subway system situation the other day. Everything went completely pitch black. Subway car rolls to a stop. And then I heard these 4 loud bangs on the top of the subway car. Bang, bang, bang. It's dead silence. And then I just yelled out, hey, who here's seen Predator 2? I'm a dick. Oh, yeah, so, I veered a little bit off script, again, as is my right as a citizen. But, back to Doctor Who. There's a surprisingly few, I meet a lot of Doctor Who fans in my convention wanderings, and there's a lot of people who watch Doctor Who do not smoke pot. And at first that surprised me a little bit, but then I realized that's actually not that surprising because Doctor Who makes you afraid of things like shadows and water. Stoners do not need to be more paranoid. And they also don't need anyone telling them that fish fingers and custard is a good idea. They will get full force into that. Also, stoners don't even need Doctor Who. They already have a time travel phone booth movie. It's called Bill and Ted. Bill and Ted would not last 5 minutes in a Doctor Who situation. They just, no, these angels are most triumphant. Bye, Keanu. Oh, man. Yeah, now, if anything, I mean, those characters, also Doctor Who characters, they talk super fast and they accomplish things on a really grandiose scale. If anything, Doctor Who's more of a cocaine show. You got a guy standing there and he's just like, I'm gonna save the entire world. It doesn't matter how I'm going to save it because I've been making plans. I've been making plans all day. I've got all these plans. Look at all my plans. It doesn't matter that I don't have any weapons. I'm going to save the world because I have a screwdriver. I'm going to take out this entire goddamn army. It doesn't matter because I have plans. Keep your nose clean, Doc. It's terrifying. I honestly don't know where he gets the motivation to continue saving the world over and over again. You know, it really doesn't surprise me that Doctor Who is not American. Because, you know, if you gave an American an extra heart and a time travel thing, they would probably, like, a lot of them would, not the nerds, like, we'd get full force into it, but, you know, like, standard Americans, like, you know, I mean, comedy clubs, they would just use the extra heart to, like, burn out with french fries, and they'd use the time machine to keep going back in time to try out for the same football team over and over again, like Uncle Rico. Yeah, no, it wouldn't work out at all. But, anyway, that kind of concludes the bit portion of my set, unless this is a bonus joke. Does anyone want to hear about the time that I got left in the woods with a bag of dildos? Oh, yeah? Yeah? Okay, we'll go into this story, even though it has nothing to do with anything. So once upon a time, I used to work for a sex shop, and I used to vend at these like crazy, like free alternative sexuality events in the woods at actually a campground in Maryland, fairly close to here, Ramblewood, if anybody's ever been there. I don't know. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, this is a Ramblewood story. And yeah, so I was vending at Ramblewood, and my boss actually left me in the woods with a bag of the inventory, which was dildos, and because I just got a women's studies degree, and that's what you do after you graduate with a women's studies degree, you sell dicks. Hail the patriarchy. But I'm standing, she leaves me in the woods with this bag of inventory, and she's like, I have to go to the security checkpoint. I will be back in 5 minutes. 5 minutes goes by, nothing. 10 minutes goes by, nothing. 15, nothing. Then I hear this noise. So then I'm faced with that age-old question, which one of these dildos is the best dildo to fight a wolf? Oh God, oh God, oh God. So I'm going through this thing, and I end up settling on this thing called the Enjoy 11, which you need to Google with the safe search off. This is a double-ended, 11-inch stainless steel, heavy enough to kill a dude, retails for $300. You can see yourself in it. I kind of want to fuck this thing out of respect. Standing there with this thing, and I'm just like, oh God, oh God, oh God, wolves are coming. But the wolves don't come. Worse, the cops come. Boo! Cop car pulls up out of nowhere, and I'm like, cop gets out, and he goes, hello, what are you doing here? I was like, oh, thank God you're here. I was like, in my head, I was like, that is the dumbest thing you could possibly say in this moment. You know why that's the stupidest thing you can say in that moment? That's how porn starts. Oh, officer, thank God you're here. I was all alone in the woods with this bag of dildos. However, shall I repay you for helping to save me from the wolves? Why is John Waters ghost directing my life? I don't... What is going on right now? All right, so now that we've veered as far off script as we possibly can, the bits that I just did were the stand-up comedians call, like, normal stand-up bits, and then jokes that, you know, other people tell to each other, they call them joke book jokes. So I decided to actually write a Doctor Who joke book. So I'm gonna go through, we're gonna start with the basics. Knock, knock. Who's there? Doctor. You know, that's a terrible joke, but Moffat still wrote 10 versions of it into the script. Why did the doctor cross the road? Because he inexplicably parked the TARDIS on the wrong side. Like, that happens all the time. He can park it in the Oval Office, but he can't park it anywhere near the normal house. Like, how does that keep happening? Also, Converse aren't very good running shoes. You know, you can travel all over the universe, you can't find sneakers with arch support, come on. Anyway, back through the Doctor Who joke book, what else we got? Oh, what is the only thing the Doctor is scared of? What? Slash fiction, even Daleks don't go for the butt. Dalek walks into a bar, bartender's like, hey, why the long face? Whoa. Knock, knock. Silence. Knock, knock. How do you make a bow tie not cool? Put it on a Centaurian. Just get lost in there. It'd be more attractive stapled to a pile of poop. What did that 70s show say to Amy? Donna called. She wants her entire wardrobe back. Is Amy here? I would freak out if Amy was here. Oh my God. All right, and finally, how many weeping angels does it take to screw in a light bulb? Just one, but all the other angels think that guy is such a dick. They're just frozen in time forever, like, dude, bro, what? Why would you do that? All right, so I am going to finish this off with a little song, if that's okay with everybody. And thank you. Give it up for yourselves for staying through all of the stand-up comedy and all of the soundcheck madness. I fucking love you guys. And now I'm going to serenade you guys. It's not easy keeping up with this show. The rules of time, they change each season. Why they try, there is no reason. 50 years of this now, we should know. We're just here to have a good time. Quit obsessing about the timelines. I just want some robots. Don't torture me with subplots. The character depth is sexy, but sadness makes me angry. I can't survive when my characters all die, but I'm gonna keep on watching, cause I love that British guy. He's got me tied to watch this televised until the zombies take my eyes. Buy some stock in Kleenex, Doctor Who will never die. Do. It's a bitch convincing people to watch this. 50 years is hard to start this. Wish my schedule was a TARDIS. Once you get them started, they're hopeless. Netflix is the gateway drug. Then you got a TARDIS throw rug. The fan culture is rising with all the merchandising. Some of you would buy a gun if it had a TARDIS on it. I can't survive when my characters all die, but I'm gonna keep on watching, cause I love that British guy. He's got me tied to watch this televised until the zombies take my eyes. Buy some stock in Kleenex, Doctor Who will never die. Oh, I could dabble in Star Trek, but to me it's all a wreck. It's not the same without that David Tennant smile. You'll see me jump up in the night when I hear a TARDIS noise, even if it's just the pipes backing up. I can't survive when my characters all die, but I'm gonna keep on watching, cause I love that British guy. He's got me tied to watch this televised until